had the most amazing experience a couple of weeks ago when I was in Colorado to film at a local regenerative farm. Walking down the street, the first night I was there, I was walking down the street of Winter Park and I saw these flyers all over the place and I became very interested. Amy McCullen, she rescued over 200 horses from one of the worst wildfires that had ever occurred in Colorado history in October of 2020. So if you remember, we were in the midst of COVID, there was all kinds of things going on, but this fire started, it ultimately burned 189,000 acres. So Amy was the equestrian director at a dude ranch. And this dude ranch is called the Sea Lazy U, and it's a very upscale dude ranch. It's been in Colorado for many, many decades, and she was in charge of their whole equestrian program. Now, they had over 200 horses in the ranch. And when she told the story, I got to hear her, you know, in a very intimate surrounding. She wrote a book about it. The book is fictionalized, but she told the real story there at that meeting, and it was fascinating. So first of all, there are wildfires all the time out west. And so when you hear about a wildfire, you look at it and you think, hope it doesn't come this way. But somewhere deep down you think, it's probably not going to affect me. Or if it does come close and scare you, it usually goes away. So that was the first thought. And then at some point in the process, as the days went on, it became clear that it really was coming toward them, and they started thinking, okay, what are we going to do? So she spoke with her mentor, the retired person that she had taken over from, and he said, hey, the standard protocol is you cut the fences, you let the horses run, and they fend for themselves, and hopefully they make it. So she was not comfortable with doing that and started thinking, I don't know, that just didn't sit right in her heart. Then a couple of days later, they actually got the evacuation order. And so here they are, over 200 horses. Here's this wildfire bearing down on them. Now, folks, this fire was so intense that it went across a mountain, and you get to a certain point where the trees stop. It's called a tree line, and above that there's no trees growing. These fires were so intense, they were bridging the top of that mountain and going even to the other side. So we're talking fierce, fierce fires. So what did they do? This ranch is really cool because a lot of their ranch hands are women. And although the ranch itself caters to families and individuals, anybody can come to the dude ranch, the workers are majority female. And so a couple of her ranch hands said, let's post on social media and see if we can get some help, because we're talking over 200 horses. So they started putting it out on social media, and you guys, it was incredible. People from all over the state of Colorado hitched up their trailers and came out to rescue these horses. And we're talking like a polo club from Aspen, you know, all these different individuals who had horses. And they had to go past this fire, so it was dangerous for them to go try to rescue these horses. But they did. People came and came and came. And she said at one point they're loading horses up. She said they had the thought, we better write down the license numbers, you know, of the people that are taking our horses for us. But she kind of thought, I don't know, am I ever going to see these horses again? But what is she going to do? You know, she just could not cut them loose and let them fend for themselves. So by golly, they got all 220 some odd horses moved out of there. It was incredible. And her big takeaway is that people are good. There was a need. Nobody worried about their politics, their color, any of the other things that could divide. They knew these animals were in trouble. They wanted to help. It was one of the most moving evenings I have spent, and I highly recommend looking her up, checking out the book. It's a fantastic story.